Hello fellow YouTubers, Trouble8385 here with a Pick-Ups video. Ironically enough, this last Friday, me and my wife left the house about 1 o'clock and then I got back home from 8:45 on this big massive gaming shopping spree that was not the way it was originally turned out to be. Originally we were just going to go to a town 50 miles away, go do a couple small things, but ended up going to 2 different pawn shops and the GameStop down there and then the GameStop up here and getting a bunch of different stuff. But let's start off with the stuff my wife got. And the whole reason why we went to GameStop was I don't know why they decided to push this back from the 29th of March to April 1st, when it's April Fool's Day, but they released Legendary Heroes Trails in the Sky. It came in on April 1st, which this premium packaging has a musical CD, a double-sided poster / world map, and a metal replica of Bracer emblem along with, of course, the game. Now, this is the 3rd game in the series on the PSP, because we went to another GameStop, which here's the generic thing, but actually it's Legendary Heroes, A Tale of Vermilion, that she picked up, which this is the first one. And she knows where near us where the second one is, so it's just a matter of time before she picks that up. My wife also got Special Agent Clank for the PSP, and the good old Parappa the Rapper. Loved that game back in the day. When we were at our local GameStop, we have a very, unlike a lot of people who complain all the time, we have a very good GameStop where the people are very knowledgeable about games. And rule number 1, if you find anybody you want to talk about in any store about games, make sure they play games. Because the guy at the store that went all the way to help my wife, because he asked her what games does she like to play. And based on that, he picked games up for her. And the game he absolutely loves and talked adamantly about, which was the game I showed her earlier, which is 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, or the DS. And then she picked Puzzle Quest Galactrix. And for the PlayStation 2, I think she picked up Wild Arms 4 by good old Xe, because she's now becoming an Xe fan. What's ironically funny is this GameStop 50 miles away from us has Wild Arms 5, but since on April 18th GameStop is doing buy 2 PlayStation 2 games, get 2 free, because they're trying to get rid of all that stuff. So we'll probably go down there and pick up 5. And she picked up Parappa the Rapper 2 for the good old PlayStation 2. To me, not as good as the first one, but still a good game. And my son, by the way, did pick up a game at the GameStop. He picked this one up and wanted it because he loves the cartoon, or the show, and that is Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo for the PlayStation 2. So I got a lot of games, and we originally went 50 miles away, and while we were there was a pawn shop she went, and that's where she got all most of my Christmas stuff, the retro stuff. And so I asked her, she goes, is there anywhere you want to go while we're down here? And I said, well, I'd like to go to that retro store, a pawn shop. And so we did, and I picked up a bunch of, Genesis games there. And the first one I picked up was California Games. And despite these price tags, each one of these games were only $2. Tecmo Super Bowl 3, Cita Valius, and of course one of my favorite games, Road Rash 2, and a game I want to pick up because I never played it, and I've seen videos and it's interesting, and that's Kid Chameleon. Now I did get some boxed Genesis games, and the first one is a game I played a lot on the NES, not on the Genesis, and that was Championship Pro-Am. Just like RC Pro-Am. For the platformer Pugsy, which I've never actually played this before. And a racing game I absolutely loved back in the day, and that was Lotus 2. Now I did pick up an NES game while I was there, and this is a game I played a lot, had when I had my NES originally, and that was Tag Team Wrestling, which I used to take the guys outside the ring in this game and pummel the snot out of them and then take them in the ring and win the match easily back in the day. So. And I picked up one PlayStation 2 game for myself. The game I actually liked on the PlayStation 2. A lot of people remember it because it had the demo for Metal Gear Solid 2 in it, and that would be Zone of the Enders. Which I actually liked back in the day. Now, GameStop had a sale, if you're a power saver sale, and they had strategy guides, some strategy guides 50%. This only cost me $7.50. This is a strategy guide to Fable 3, so I can actually, if I want to do everything and finish the game with RPGs, you need a strategy guide. So And I did pick up 2 brand new games while I was there for my 360. The first one was only 15 bucks, and this is Enslaved Odyssey. Was it Odyssey to the West? I played the demo. This is a really good game. It's a really shame that a lot of other people aren't getting this game. It's really a really good game. And then, because I love Red Dawn, and this is done by the writer of Red Dawn and Apocalypse Now, I picked up Homefront. This is a very, very dark game. You will see things early on like them shoot people in a town, little kids get, it's just a dark game, and it's about how Korea takes over basically the world, the United States, and you guys are revolting. I know they're already working on DLC, and I know they're already working on a sequel to this game because it did better than they even expected. But one of the things is this is not a brand new copy. Because we bought so much a day, my wife wanted me to talk me into buying the GameStop pre-owned version, which, if you don't understand, this is one of those games where you cannot play online because if you had to buy it original and it had to have the code in there, if there's no code in there, then you have to buy the online pass, which is 10 bucks on Xbox Live. So, though this was only 47, and with the 10 bucks, it's still cheaper than actually buying it brand new. But I would have bought it brand new if it weren't for the fact that we had bought so much that day, and she asked me to do that. Now, the last thing we picked up around enough, because this game we thought we took to the counter, but we didn't get it when we left, and we went back for it. My wife went in to get it. I don't know if they did it, we did, doesn't matter. But anyway, we went back for it. It didn't charge us the first time, that's all that matters. And my wife went in, they were talking, because I was in the cell in my car, and she was talking, and she asked them about the promo posters. And the Mortal Kombat had already been spoken for, unfortunately. But she asked, did they have it? And they said, yeah. And so, like the WWE All-Stars behind me, I got a bunch of others. Here, try to show you, fit them in the camera. So, the first one is, of course, Shift 2 Unleashed. Of course, MLB 11, The Show. This is the Michael Jackson Experience, coming soon for Connect, which kind of laughed that she got this one. And then Dark Spawn. Last but not least, this is the PSP, for the PSP, new low price with, of course, God of War 2 on the cover. So, those are all really cool. Ironically at our GameStop, my wife's in there and I'm in there all the time, and they're starting to get to know us a lot, and they said, if we want one of those posters, just to ask, and they'll put the name on the back. So that is all my pickups for today, guys. So I'll see you guys soon.